Hello and welcome and namaste from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Gautam Roy. Coming up over the next 30 minutes. India rejoices Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla's safe return from the International Space Station along with 3 other astronauts. Prime Minister Narendra Modi dubs the mission historic. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar calls on Chinese President Xi Jinping in Beijing ahead of the SCO Foreign Ministers meet in Tianjin later today. And Tesla finally enters the Indian market with the launch of its Model Y, priced at $69,770 at its inaugural showroom in Mumbai. In a landmark moment, the Axiom 4 or AX4 mission carrying Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla and 3 other astronauts from the US, Poland and Hungary splashed down around 3:01 p.m. Indian Standard Time on Tuesday in the Pacific Ocean. The 4-membered crew returned home after spending 18 days at the International Space Station. A SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule carrying the 4-member team parachuted into the sea off the coast of California, actually the Pacific Ocean, at around 9:30 GMT, following a fiery re-entry through the Earth's atmosphere that capped a 22-hour descent from orbit. For India, Poland and Hungary, the launch marked the first human spaceflight of each country in more than 40 years and the first mission ever to send astronauts from their government's respective space programs to the International Space Station. Mission pilot Shubhanshu Shukla, Commander Peggy Whitson and 2 mission specialists undocked from ISS on Monday at 16:45 hours Indian Standard Time. Now, as Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla piloted Axiom 4 returned to Earth, his family rejoiced and celebrated as he and the entire crew returned to Earth after an 18-day stay aboard the International Space Station. Shukla's family members expressed their joy and said that the whole nation is proud of him.
बहुत खुशी है हम तो गार्जियन हैं बहुत और पूरे देश को खुशी है आप सब लोगों को खुशी है कि बच्चा हमारा वापस सकुशल वापस आ गया ये हमारे लिए और देश के लिए सबके लिए गौरव देश के लिए बड़ा गर्व की बहुत गर्व की बात है हमारे लिए खुद गर्व की बात है हम हमारे लिए सबके लिए देश के गर्व मतलब जो है देश का परिवार के लिए
सब अच्छे से हो गया सब ईश्वर साथ में है ईश्वर ने ही उसको वहाँ पहुँचाया था उसी की दुआओं से उसी के सब पहुँचाया था उसी ने सब सुरक्षित लैंड कराया सब कुछ वही है क्या कहेंगे आखिरी अब कुछ नहीं आगे आने वाली पीढ़ी को सबक लेना चाहिए सीखना चाहिए जिसको आगे बढ़ना है वो आगे बढ़े अपना इसी तरह से लग रहा है
अभी हाँ बिल्कुल धरती पे आ गए हैं बहुत प्राउड मोमेंट है हमारे देश के लिए भी और पूरे नेशन मेरे लिए एंड पूरे नेशन के लिए ऑफ कोर्स
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also welcomed Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla on his return to Earth from his landmark mission aboard the ISS. In a post on X, the Prime Minister wrote, and I quote, "I join the nation in welcoming Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla as he returns to Earth from his historic mission to space. As India's first astronaut to have visited the International Space Station, he has inspired 1 billion dreams through his dedication, courage and pioneering spirit. It marks another milestone towards our own human spaceflight mission, Gaganyaan." And India's Science and Technology Minister Jitendra Singh expressed happiness over the safe return of Axiom 4. Calling it a moment of glory for India, and the minister noted that one of her illustrious sons has returned from a successful voyage, having conducted for the posterity life-bearing experiments in microgravity, which have never been done before.
It's a moment of pride for the whole world and a moment of glory for India as one of her illustrious sons returns back after accomplishing a successful voyage and after having conducted some of the very vital life-bearing experiments never done before. And therefore, as I said, today indeed Bharat has found an enduring space in the world of space.
Let me now take you across to my colleague Siddharth Bhardwaj for more on this. Siddharth, a big moment indeed for India, and the minister reflecting, giving that sense of how big this moment is. But just tell us, from the point that the delinking happened with the International Space Station yesterday till now, there were a lot of points where there was even no data coming through. So some anxious moments there as well. But ultimately, it seems that all has ended well.
Definitely. First of all, Gautam, congratulations to you as well, and for everyone, for 1.4 billion Indians who were eagerly waiting for Shubhanshu Shukla's return, and now the moment has arrived. And in fact, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also tweeted and said that Shubhanshu Shukla is an inspiration to millions out there, and certainly this mission will also help, India's human space flight mission Gaganyaan, because Shubhanshu Shukla's insights will help, will certainly give an impetus to that mission. Talking about Gautam, since the time the delinking with the ISS happened yesterday, we all saw that there were different phases through which that capsule went through, including the thrusters. There were 4 burns that were supposed to take place, and apart from that, the first the zero burn, the initial burn which took place through the thrusters, put the capsule in the orbit and aligned it with its destination, which is off the coast of California.
Yes.
Now, Gautam, what happens after that? There was also a moment wherein extreme heat was faced by that capsule around 1600 to 1900 degrees Celsius. The capsule was heated, and during that time there was absolute blackout, when it comes to the communication between the astronauts, because that capsule is surrounded with the ionic gases, which prevented that capsule from getting heated further. And after that, we all saw that during final phases of that capsule, it got jettisoned. The trunk got jettisoned along with the solar panels, housing solar panels, along with that, and radiators as well. 2 stabilized parachutes were opened initially, and then followed by 4 main parachutes, and then the landing took place, the splashdown took place rather, and now as per the current situation, these astronauts were assisted by the team which were there at the rescue ship, which included the technical team and medical team as well. One medical checkup will take place now, and then they will be taken to Houston according to the reports, and then the rehabilitation phase will take place, because what happens usually, Gautam, when the astronauts are in the space, they cannot walk when they come to the Earth. The reason being the bone density, it affects the bone density, and also, according to some reports, there is some fluid also which gets, deposited here at the upper side, in the head. So to take out that and to recuperate, the recuperation process will now take place. But all in all, Gautam, certainly a moment of proud for everyone, for every Indian.
Yes, well, it's certain, Siddharth, that Group Captain Shukla awaits a hero's welcome whenever he's coming to India. And I believe it's going to be around Independence Day.
Definitely. I mean, according to the reports, on around 17th, he will be here, as per the reports that we are hearing. But then, entire India waits. But as of now, the current situation is that the rehabilitation program, the acclimatization rather, would take place now, because like I told you, when you go to space and when you come down, you also you cannot walk because of the bone density gets affected, and also you get baby skin. So there are several factors. Apart from that, several challenges which astronauts face, and and also their exposure to radiation as well. Sometimes it happens happened in many other cases. So they will be put in quarantine, and according to that, the doctors will see the condition. But as of now, the good news is all 4 astronauts, including Shubhanshu Shukla, they are in healthy condition. But then the recuperation will be done. Like I said, the reason because of
Yes.
Yes,
they have in the first place to get used to gravity once again because they've been in a weightless environment for quite some time. But let's hope that everything goes okay. They looked, from all appearances, quite okay and happy to be back home. But let's see what happens next.
Also, Gautam, if you can hear me, one thing I would like to say, it was a very emotional moment for every one of us. We were seeing Shubhanshu Shukla's mother, tears of joy in her eyes, and also Shubhanshu's fathers was really happy. So both the parents were really happy, and they were saying that it's not just a victory of Shubhanshu Shukla, it's a victory of 1.4 billion Indians. It's a victory of India's space program, and today India is shining on the world map as far as its space program is concerned, and also it has come a long way. So certainly speaks volumes about the fact that
certainly.
It aligns, in fact, with the vision of Viksit Bharat 2047.
Definitely. Yeah. We're completely getting over time. Thanks a lot for joining us, Siddharth, with that update on when can we really expect Group Captain Shukla to be back home, and that is around Independence Day, probably on the 17th of August, just 2 days after India's Independence Day. Now, India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has called on Chinese President Xi Jinping this morning in Beijing, along with his fellow SCO or SCO foreign ministers. Dr. Jaishankar conveyed the greetings of President Draupadi Murmu and Prime Minister Modi. He also apprised President Xi of the recent developments of the India-China bilateral ties. The minister said that he values the guidance of leaders of both the sides in that regard. The meeting with Chinese President Xi comes a day after Jaishankar held talks with the Chinese Vice President Han Cheng and his own counterpart Wang Yi in Beijing. And the External Affairs Minister will also be attending the meeting of the foreign ministers of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization in China's Tianjin today itself, and during that meeting, the leaders will exchange views on SCO cooperation in various international and regional issues. Also, Dr. Jaishankar met Russia's Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov in Tianjin. The leaders have reviewed bilateral cooperation and global developments. Dr. Jaishankar also met Iran's Foreign Minister Saeed Abbas Araghchi on the sidelines of the SCO Foreign Ministers meeting in Tianjin. And still to come on this edition of DD India Live. EU foreign ministers meet in Brussels to finalize a fresh package of sanctions against Russia over Ukraine.
Jharkhand will mesmerize you with majestic nature, rich heritage and colorful culture.
Johar. Johar. It fits perfectly.
Thank you.
Full workout हो गया.
Ready?
Postcards from Jharkhand on National Geographic.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Gautam Roy. Now, US President Donald Trump has announced a toughened stance against Russia for its Ukraine conflict. He promised a fresh wave of missiles and other weaponry for Ukraine and giving Moscow 50 days to reach a ceasefire or face sanctions. At the Oval Office announcement with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, Trump told reporters that he had become deeply frustrated with Russian President Vladimir Putin. Trump's decision to send weapons to Ukraine marked a shift in his approach after earlier efforts to get Putin to agree to a ceasefire repeatedly failed.
Billions of dollars worth of military equipment is going to be purchased from the United States, going to NATO, etc. And that's going to be quickly distributed to the battlefield. I mean, the 500 is, sort of meaningless after a while because at a certain point it doesn't matter. It's not going to be, 100. 100 is going to serve the same function. But, yeah, I have it at 100%. They may have it, I don't know what they're going to end up with. They may have it at 100 too. They may have it at 500.
Now, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has also made regular appeals to the US and its NATO allies for weapons to help defend itself against Russia. Reuters said Germany, Finland, Denmark, Sweden, Norway, the Netherlands and Canada all want to be part of rearming Ukraine. So that's why Trump is saying that this fresh set of armaments that will be sent to Ukraine will be paid for by NATO allies, and these will include Patriot missile defense systems. He also said that massive number of weapons would be sent, that's Mark Rutte, including missiles as part of the first wave of equipment.
So if I was Vladimir Putin today and hear you speaking about what you were planning to do in 50 days and this announcement, I would reconsider whether I should not take negotiations about Ukraine more seriously than I was doing at the moment, if I was Vladimir Putin. But when I'm Ukraine, I think this is really great news for that. So I really want to thank you for that. And it means the Europeans paying for it. And again, I mentioned all these countries, we will deal with that. And exactly as you said, it might also mean that countries will move equipment fast into Ukraine and then the US later backfilling it because speed is of the essence here.
And Trump coupled his arms announcement with a vow to impose tariffs and sanctions on Russia if Moscow will not make a ceasefire agreement within 50 days. The president threatened to hit buyers of Russian exports with sanctions unless Russia agrees to a peace deal within 50 days. In a major shift in policy brought on by disappointment with Moscow, Trump has been reluctant to punish Russia, but he came away from a recent phone call with Putin disappointed that the Russian leader appeared prepared to continue the conflict.
I'm disappointed in President Putin because I thought we would have had a deal 2 months ago, but it doesn't seem to get there. So based on that, we're going to be doing secondary tariffs if we don't have a deal in 50 days. It's very simple. And they'll be at 100%. And that's the way it is. That can be more simple. It's just the way it is. I hope we don't have to do it.
And foreign ministers of the European Union met in Brussels on Tuesday to discuss the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Andriy Sybiha joined the Foreign Affairs Council through a video link. EU countries are close to reaching an agreement on a new package of sanctions against Russia, the bloc's foreign policy chief Kaja Kallas said on Tuesday. The European Commission last month proposed the 18th package of sanctions against Russia for its invasion of Ukraine aimed at Moscow's energy revenue, its banks and its military industry. Tesla has officially entered India and Indian market today with the launch of its first showroom at Maker Maxcity Mall in Mumbai's Bandra Kurla complex. That's BKC. The EV pioneer teased its arrival last Friday in its India-focused X account. Tesla will sell imported vehicles, including the Model Y, priced at approximately $69,770 US. That excludes local manufacturing for now. Encouraged by India's new EV policy offering reduced import duties and incentives, Tesla aims to test the waters in the world's third largest car market. Union Minister H.D. Kumaraswamy confirmed Tesla's current focus is on retail itself. With minimal EV penetration and charging concerns still prevalent, Tesla is set to challenge Germany's luxury brands like BMW and Mercedes-Benz in the premium electric segment. Nearly 600 students from tribal areas in India have cracked IIT JEE and NEET, which is a big leap for tribal education. DD India's Kriti Vadhera has spoken with the Commissioner of National Education Society for Tribal Students to know what helped them succeed and what support comes next.
More than 600 children from tribal area have cracked the toughest competitive exams in India, which are IIT and NEET. And today we are joined by Mr. Srivastav, the Commissioner for NEST. We will be knowing more from him how this journey has been for these students. Sir, I welcome you on DD India. So more than 600 students have qualified these exams. What was the support given from NEST to them?
As you know, Eklavya model schools are running all over India. So what we decided that we need to run some center of excellences where the children can prepare for their 12th exam as well as for IIT and NEET exams. So as a result of which, we have achieved good result this time, and more than 600 students have qualified IIT entrance exam as well as the NEET exam. And if I give you some more specifics, 18 of our students are likely to get admission in good trade in IITs, and more than 25 are going to get into good NITs, and others are also likely to get good engineering colleges. So far as NEET is concerned, 3 students are confirmed going to AIIMS, and more than 40 are going to good government medical colleges. The Center of Excellence which I mentioned was also supported by the digital tutoring. So all across India, we have installed smart boards in most of the schools, and through smart boards from a centralized studio, we were teaching them about these IIT and NEET exams.
So other than this qualifying the exam, are there any provisions to help them further in their higher studies?
In fact, the Ministry of Tribal Affairs is running a scholarship scheme also. And if I tell you very specifically, we have a post-matric scholarship scheme. Then we have the top class scholarship scheme also. So in that scholarship schemes, we support the tuition fee reimbursement as well as we give a stipends also. So scholarship division of the ministry is contacting each child and helping them in holding the admission process as well as in applying for the scholarship.
What are the further plans for the upcoming academic year students?
With the result we have achieved, we know there is lot of potential in our children. So that is why we are expanding the Center of Excellences. So we have recently got in touch with and entered into an MOU with some organization where we are going to run some Center of Excellences, and in 2 states this organization is doing, and 6 other states some other agency or organization has come up, and we are going to expand the Center of Excellence experience further so that more children are covered.
Thank you. Thanks for talking to us. So this is how NEST is uplifting the children in tribal areas, giving them a support in their learning journey. With camera person Vishwabandhu, I am Kriti Vadera reporting from New Delhi for DD India.
Now, the annual census of swans belonging to King Charles III has begun along the River Thames. The 800-year-old tradition lasts 5 days, covering the stretch of the Thames between Sudbury near London out to Abingdon near Oxford, travelling a total of 79 miles. They count all the adult swans in the tag and monitor the health of cygnets by weighing them and checking in their mouths. Well, it's now time to say goodbye, because that's it for this edition of DD India Live. Let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. And for those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India's mobile app. It's available on both Android and iOS. Just scan the QR code on the screen and download. And we'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Gautam Roy, and from all of us here in Delhi, thanks for watching DD India Live.